new Mexican band.
Nothing illegal, we promise.
I'm trying to get this sauce out. I'm squeezing it and nothing's coming out. So I pull out my little knife and I poke a little hole. Pour it on and it just squirts.
Wow! I just fucked this new man. Choke your chicken. Choke your chicken. Choke your chicken. Whoa, 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 whoa. White people sauce is kind of extra. Just taste the sauce. But incense tells him everything he needs to know about whether or not he wants to go back and try other things.
It was like $9.
It's true.
Good luck.
Jacked off.
Plus a
handled.
doobie.
Choke your chicken. Choke your chicken. Choke your chicken. Whoa, 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 whoa. Choke your chicken. Choke your chicken. Choke your chicken. Whoa, 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 whoa. Matt Thomas is awesome. Hi.
Say Funky Town Podcast.
Funky Back Podcast.
What?
I say Funky Back Podcast. I say like Funky Bee Podcast.
Funky Town Podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Enjoyed that. Shout out to Robotuner for an amazing song. And you guys will hear it so much on the show, and you'll be like, "What the? This is awesome! It's great." Yeah, so we're here today with Goodness Gracias. Goodness Gracias. I always want to say gracious because that's the joke. Goodness Gracias. We have Ryan, Drew, and Neal. See, I didn't write your name down.
You forgot my name. Good.
I got Ryan and Neal written down, and I'm like, I know Neal. All right. Yeah, so the first song was Listen to the Stars. Now, when was that done? You said 2000?
Listen to the Stars was December 27th, 2018.
Okay, so that's pretty new. And it was at...
Dr. Jekyll's Beer Lab. Yeah.
That was cool, and as we were listening to it inside, I had the Grateful Dead playing on the TV, and it kind of matched.
Yeah.
It kind of has that, that kind of jam feel to it.
That's a kind thing to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's pretty fitting.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so that's cool. Now, I've seen you guys play at Lola's, and that was the only time I've seen you play.
Okay.
That was the Deep Sleepers, right?
Yeah, Deep Sleepers release.
Mm-hmm. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Deep Sleepers have some great tracks.
Yeah, that's a good EP.
Yeah, they do.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a great show.
So now this one is a live song, but is it going to end up... So you have some things that you're working on as far as like an EP or an album or...
We have a lot of stuff in the works. We've put out some stuff for the people who come to our shows. We've got a residency at Dr. Jekyll's that'll be ending next week. And then... So we make some cassettes of shows that people have been at and they enjoy
that's cool.
them.
Yeah.
And we just make, DIY it.
That's cool. So so it's the whole set?
Yeah. Well, as much will fit on a 90-minute cassette.
Two sides, right?
Oh, so y'all are playing like 3 hours?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Every Thursday.
Nice. So do y'all do covers and stuff?
Or
do you have all originals?
There are like probably conservatively 10 or 15% covered. I mean, we've got a short list of covers, and the rest is all original material.
Well, because 3 hours is a lot of time.
It's a lot of time to fill. So we got a couple that you rotate in there.
Yeah,
we got a few there.
Do you play like 45 minutes and take like a 15-minute break and then play another 45?
Yeah.
See how that works?
Yeah.
See, I think that'd be tough.
So we're going to start at the Tin Panther on 13 of June, and we're going to be there for a month.
Oh, you should do like the same thing there?
Yeah,
for sure.
I didn't know
on Thursdays.
I didn't know that they did that there. Is it a new thing they're doing?
Yes.
We're breaking some ground there, you know.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so I've been talking to Tyler and Luther a little bit, and just kind of getting some groundwork set for it.
Yeah, because it seems like that y'all have been busy. So when did this band start, like officially? Has it been a while?
It's hard to, I mean, so we started putting what we already had together again in October, November of last year. Mm-hmm. But it kind of was birthed out of the I did a songwriter showcase at Dr. Jekyll's, and eventually it was kind of just a little too much to get people out to, so I was like, well, let's just put a house band together, and we brought it, and we bring it every Thursday at Dr. Jekyll's Beer Lab.
Evolution of Coyote Cyanide, because Josh is still on these tracks. So... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
that's been a long habit since 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering, because inside you were telling me that, so Josh plays the guitar on this track, and then he was in Coyote Cyanide with you guys, and then he was also in Chingalotus back when. Okay, so I remember him being in Chingalotus, and that's probably why I got into Coyote Cyanide, but I don't think I knew you then, Neal.
Right.
You know, and so I didn't realize that you were in that band. And then years later,
and all,
we were
same.
So pretty much just Coyote Cyanide reincarnated.
So
Continuation.
Because I think I listened to it because of him, because of Chingalotus.
Right.
And I liked it. You know, like I said, there was a cover on there that y'all did. I remember it was like a 3 or 4 song EP.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was a long time ago, you know. And so I was like, oh, Coyote Cyanide, I remember that name. And so and so during that. Y'all were doing that, and then he went to go teach or something, right?
Yeah, he was in Korea for a while.
Yeah, Korea.
Yeah.
For a couple years, or a year.
Yeah.
I think he's based out of Boston now.
Yeah. I remember him coming back to the States, but not coming back here.
That's right.
Yeah. And so, So
it was birthed out of the Jekyll residency and Coyote Cyanide.
Yeah, all right.
And, I mean,
and Chingalotus
Drew and I have been playing music
went
together since we were 15, 16 years old, and Josh similar, and then Ryan picked us up right before a gig at the Cellar, you know, for Coyote Cyanide.
Yeah, we were in the same jam space.
Okay.
And I was in a different band and just kind of hanging out, talking, and they were like, hey, we need a drummer. And of course, I wasn't paying any attention to what they said, and like totally took me about, I think, 15 minutes to realize, well, oh, you want me to drum? Oh, okay. Yeah. And so, like, that was awesome.
Oh, that's cool. So where are you guys from? Isn't it like Cleburne or Burleson or like originally, or y'all from Fort Worth? Where'd y'all go to school at?
Drew's from Louisville.
I live in Fort Worth.
Okay.
River Oaks,
River Oaks,
and Arlington.
Yeah. Okay.
And Arlington.
So how'd y'all know each other when you were
we
young as y'all were?
knew, yes, just from some just some functions.
Neal and I met at church camp. That's where we met.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, because I thought maybe y'all went to school together. It wasn't school.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking to. So last week we had on War Party, and whenever it was out, I was like, I think I was telling them that I wanted to contact you and see about doing that this week. And Ricky, I think it was Ricky. Was like, I love Neal. And I think he said he went to school with you.
Ricky and I did go to school. We did other things, but yeah, we went to school together.
He was like, Neal can play the classical guitar, you know, and I asked him to play the guitar for something, and he was like, man, I don't know how to play the electric guitar. And he goes, and then I go see him play. What kind of motherfucker knows how to play electric guitar?
A little bit.
But that was years later. Yeah. So that's how you started.
I played acoustic or classical for it was a long stint.
That's what you studied, right?
Yes.
There you
yeah.
go.
So the finger picking style.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
man. That's awesome.
So my teacher Michael Daly, who runs the guitar studio on Camp Bowie Boulevard, he took 12 lessons with Segovia, and he was my teacher when I was young, and then went to Northern Arizona University to study with Tom Sheely, who also took lessons with Segovia Parking. Anyway, came back, took some more with Michael, and then went to UNT and back just kind of on my own.
Point is, Neal is 2 degrees from Segovia.
Okay. No, come on.
And how long have you been playing bass?
Oh, geez. Since 2012.
Yeah.
Got back into town from college and had an extended experience at UNT. Reconnected with Neal and picked up the bass with another couple of small bands up there. So since then.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you got the drummer, and then
He's been dancing forever.
how long have it?
I've been probably playing about as long as Drew's been playing bass. I want to say 2012. I used to play bass before I was playing drums.
Oh, did you? Okay.
And pretty much it came out of necessity of we
When you
had
had a drummer.
extra bass players around, but no one was drumming.
Yeah.
So I was about the only one that could kind of keep the beat and kept at it. And so
It does seem like drummers are hard to find.
Oh, yeah. And then you found yourself in demand.
It's like the
Yeah.
Flannery
yeah.
O'Connor thing, right?
Huh?
A good drummer's hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think any drummer's hard. It's hard to find.
If you know a drummer, they're playing in at least 2 bands.
It seems like it.
Is how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started off with bass. I think because I've tried to do like drumming stuff. I can never do it. I can do the church beat, the
Sure.
kind of thing. You keep halfway time, but to actually like drum, it's like I think that's tough.
Sure. Yeah, that's a different sort of rhythm. What's your main instrument?
I play the guitar,
Cool. Great.
and I can never play it though. I always just learned open chords and how to strum. So I was very much just a rhythm player. I've messed around. I never learned how to play lead. I try to play some finger picking and stuff sometimes, but I want to do like the chicken picking.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do the classical stuff. I want to do the
Yeah, Jerry Reed
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, for
Neal
sure.
is also a great teacher, so
Yeah.
hit him up on that for sure.
Yeah, I have been teaching since 14 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Do you think that that's one of the best ways to learn? Like whenever you started,
I learned so
teach.
much from my students.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's a discipline in and of itself to teach.
Yeah, I had a job where we it was paid training, and so you went and then they had different classes that would come in like every 2 weeks or whatever. But as you would go along, whenever you got towards the end, all of a sudden you became like the floor people or whatever. So whenever the people that came after you, they would have questions, they would raise their hand, you would go over and you would try to help them out. And I learned so much from doing that than I actually did in the class, learning all the. You got to learn the base. But I learned so much more because people would ask me questions I never thought of. I'm like, I got to find out the answer to this. I don't know. And then I would go, but then I knew, and I would help them learn, and so we both knew, and it was, it was interesting. And I'm sure that people will come to you and be like, hey, I want to learn how to do this kind of a thing. You're like, whoa,
Right.
I don't know what that kind of thing is. Now you kind of got to learn how to do it to teach them how to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, on the flip side too, again, I've been taking a couple of lessons from Neal, and he has answered questions that I didn't even know how to ask.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sitting there, it's like, wow, I've been wondering about that for years, and you just put it into words. So, it's a good skill to have.
Yeah. It is a good skill to have. It's I have a couple of friends who could take really complicated ideas and just give them to you like in the most basic form. You're like, dude, that is such a gift that you have to be able to take this difficult thing and break it down and give it to me simply, because I can't. Sometimes I can understand it. I need it broken down simple. But so it's that same kind of deal,
Yeah.
being able to do that. Okay, it's interesting. No, I like the guitar. I like music in general, but I think it's discipline. It's so much of it is.
Yes.
And I'm not so disciplined at times. I think I'd
Sure.
be better if I was just more. Even 30 minutes every day.
Sure.
In a month or 2 months, you'll see a definite
yeah.
improvement. And it just takes half an hour a day, but 2 minutes, half an hour.
Or, you or get you a 3-hour set at a Dr. Jekyll's.
Yeah.
That'll teach you some things.
Yeah,
I bet that
they've
does,
tried
too.
to make us leave before, and we just say no.
Yep.
And, it's like
you're done. No, we're still
Seth
going.
is like, I mean, yeah.
We're trying to work this out. That's cool. So, do y'all Well, I guess I didn't tell everybody. We're actually here at the Pig Summoning Wizard House.
That's correct, yes.
Do you guys practice here?
We practice at Dr. Jekyll's Beer Lab on Thursday nights.
Okay.
How many rehearsals have we had? We've had 3 rehearsals now since October, I think, is the number. So
Yeah,
3 rehearsals and 27 gigs. Or
yeah, we don't practice. We perform.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what about like new songs? Do you ever come up with because I mean, like, what if you came up with like a new song and then
On the fly, yes. Oh,
We
it's
just
a common occurrence. And Neil says,
Yeah,
we're playing
Neil
this song.
Just tells
and-
us he's got something new, just plays it, and we just.
And
what's the key- what's the key?
these people right here are badass enough to just pick it up
follow along, huh?
from
Are you doing simple chord progressions? Like it's just GCD over and over again.
Nothing's
Oh
simple,
no,
man.
Neil doesn't do anything simply. Yeah.
I mean, I do something, but not music.
Yeah.
I mean, or something.
Neil is a simple man, but not when it comes to music.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this beer.
This
is
beer's good. So it's the Dr.
just
Jekyll-
the tip IPA from New Maine.
Okay. It is good.
It's like a juicy, hoppy grapefruit, something or other.
I don't taste the grapefruit, which is good because I don't like grapefruit.
I think I might be allergic to grapefruit. So.
Oh, really? We're gonna have a medical emergency in about 30 minutes.
That's extreme, yeah.
So how many songs do you guys have at the, you guys have a lot, like 15, 20, to where I can just kind of go? I mean, because 3 hours just seems like so long.
It's somewhere between 2 and 3 dozen.
Yes,
Is what
that's
is
correct.
what you've written?
So like
is what
24 to
we've all
36.
putting together
Somewhere,
here.
yeah.
So y'all all right?
It all again. There's an idea and it all just happens.
Yeah.
We're up there,
Yeah,
so we got to make some
sometimes,
kind of
just-
interesting sounds for a few minutes.
What about lyrically? Are you just the only lyricist?
Josh writes a few of the tunes, and but I don't know. Come to Tin Panther on the 13th and see. It was really we've got probably 24 at least tunes.
Yeah.
That are, and then another set of probably 16 to. I mean, and all of them are. It's hard to for me to separate what's finished from what is being
In progress.
played.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
You know what I mean? Where it's like there's just a lot of things
Yeah.
that that we haven't released technically anything besides some old stuff.
There's 2 dozen semi-solid songs.
right.
So
And then, you make a cassette of the previous week's show, and then you can take it home and listen to it,
Yeah.
and re-experience that. We don't do it every week, but
That helps
when
set
people
'em down,
enjoy
too.
it, Yeah,
give some shape to them.
yeah.
That is cool. I think you have a visitor coming up. The Grateful Dead did that. Like I said, you have a visitor, I think, walking up.
Oh, it's Lisa. Yeah,
She heard us laughing and wanted to come over and see what was
yeah.
going on.
Come sit down, Lisa.
How you doing, baby?
Good.
Do you have a cigarette I can borrow? Chris took all mine.
I think I have a cigarette.
I'll trade you for a cookie.
Okay, I'll take a cookie.
I broke off a little bit.
Say hello to the Funky Town podcast.
Hey, Funky Town.
Hey. No, I was gonna say.
Am I intruding?
No, you're fine. We're recording though, as long as you don't mind being on a recording.
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay. But I was so doing like the tape things. The Grateful Dead that we were watching earlier, they used to have they had a shit ton of just albums that are just live, And the interesting thing is, for me, I've gotten a hold of something that was like, what the hell is happening here? Is this even the Dead?
Right.
It's all drums and just like tribal, kind of meditative. Boom, 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 and they just build up, and then it releases and it builds up, and there's no singing. It's just all this, it goes on for like an hour, and it's incredible. But then we get like another one in it, and it has trucking and all this other stuff on it that you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
How is that similar to like y'all's live albums? Is it like the same kind of thing every week, or because y'all just kind of do it on the fly and kind of goes, it kind of can, is there better ones?
Well,
than
I mean,
others?
listen to the 8 minute and 16 second version of "Listen to the Stars," and I mean, that song isn't that long.
Yeah,
like on the album,
there's
it's
a
only about
there's a
4 or 5
tighter,
minutes.
more organized version of that
That's right.
song.
But
Yeah,
that's the
there's-
fun of it.
Yeah,
totally.
every week, sometimes some songs are really fast, other ones are, we slow it down next time, or the times we start playing the wrong song to begin with, and we just go with it.
That's a fun transition,
It
yeah.
just kind of happens, and hey, we just made a new version of the song that sounded pretty good, although not sure if we'll ever do it again that way, but yeah, so it's just kind of the feel of just what happens,
Yeah.
and then we just kind of go with the flow of the music, as it were. And just like I
In
said-
fact, I think we capture it on something less technical. Or you got the DR05 here. I'm looking at DR22WL. I think that's a higher grade set of mics on that thing that we.
See, I'm not sure. I don't know what level that one is. I know the guys on the Jerry Johnson Massacre, they got the Zoom,
Yeah, sure.
and
There you
it
go.
has you can put the XY mic on there, or you can put the round ball on top of it. You can switch them
Oh,
out.
so
And then it
you're
also
thinking
has
of
like
one, yeah.
on the sides, it's got inputs. It's got 4 inputs, so it's really like a 4-channel mixer. I mean, you
Sure.
can put 4 mics
Yeah.
in there and set them up on the table, and
No, that sounds
have all,
fun.
you know, each one's on its own channel, and you know, and so you can do it. It's amazing what you can do these days. You know, with what you can put in your pocket, and you can get a really good, you know, recording of like live shows or podcast, or you know,
Or ducks in the background.
ducks in the background.
yeah,
That's
duck
Clarence.
mics.
Clarence.
So who all lives here? Other than Neil, do either one of y'all stay here?
Yeah.
No. Where do y'all stay at?
Oh, I'm in Irving.
Irving,
Yeah.
I live in River Oaks.
River Oaks still.
Yep,
So did you go to Castleberry?
yep, I sure did.
Yeah, I got family in River
Oh,
Oaks.
okay, I was gonna say, yeah, most people have no idea of River Oaks or Castleberry when
Yeah,
you say
I know
it. So,
Castleberry.
okay, awesome.
Yeah, I went to Lake Worth for a little while. And
Oh,
then
okay.
And then I went to LD Bell. That's where
All
I
right, all right, yeah.
graduating from. But yeah, even at Lake Worth, because you're playing, you know, all those schools around there. But do you like River Oaks?
I like it. It's a good area.
It's a cool city, but it's also kind of like the cops make me so nervous there. It's all these little towns. This town is the same way.
Pantego is crawling.
good
I'm always
Lord.
nervous
Crawling.
going through here.
Oh, man.
You know,
I just
River
tell
Oaks,
everybody, just go to
Sampson
speed
Park.
limit, and you'll be probably all right.
Yeah. But I wonder about like long hairs. They don't pull you over just for being long hairs.
No, but I kind of think they start to know who the residents are, the cars they drive, because like I say, yeah, there's plenty of times. Yep. Oh, hello. Yep.
Yeah.
Hi.
Fascinating.
I ran trash for the city of River Oaks
Oh,
for a
really?
little while. Yeah, when I was like
Yeah.
19, I think it was.
That's a good hustle.
Oh,
It sucked,
not
man,
for the
'cause it
city
wasn't
of
like-
River Oaks. You got to pick up everything.
You pick up everything,
Yeah,
and you
they'll
didn't
let you
make
put
like a bunch of
anything on
money
the
or
car.
anything. I mean, it was like barely over minimum wage, and but I mean, it was the days where you hung on the back of the truck. You know, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
if
yeah, they still do.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're still hanging on
you
the back.
just wore
of the
regular
truck
clothes, and you climb on the back of that truck, and it was summertime, 110 degrees, and you're picking up
Yeah.
couches. And
Oh
all
yeah,
kinds
yeah,
of bullshit.
couches,
Hot trash.
Anything on the
Big
corner,
old-
man, you pick it
yeah.
up. And we did that all day long, and it was an interesting job, but I didn't last maybe 6 months, and I was like, I'm out of here. You know? But yeah, my uncle worked for the city in the water department. I think he retired from there. He was there forever.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so it was always a cool little city. We always go like into Moe's to the cafeteria, or speaking of which, like the River Oaks Steakhouse.
Oh yeah, no.
It's a Mexican restaurant now.
Yeah, it's a right Mexican
We
restaurant.
went there, and actually I was like, I'm gonna try it out. It wasn't bad, but it was so weird to go in there. It's totally different inside. It's just like, man, I had like birthday parties here. We had like all kinds of family events here. That was a big place for us to go. Was
Oh yeah,
River
no,
Oaks
I remember
Steakhouse.
Yeah, the River Oaks Steakhouse. Yeah, we used to go there when I was a kid too. Yeah.
I don't know anything about Louisville or Arlington. Or
Yeah.
anything.
There's not much to know.
I know that in high school we always played Irving, MacArthur, and Nimitz,
Sure.
but that's, you know.
Of course, you ever go to
Well, the
Burgers
Fighting
Lake?
Farmers
Yeah.
are...
Oh yeah, good old Burgers Lake.
We went there last summer. I took
Oh,
the
okay.
kids out there. Man, it's still awesome. You know, because it's all sandy, but it's clear water, and there's no fish. It's just
Sure.
for swimming and stuff. And yeah, it's awesome. That's a must
I
do
haven't-
every
I've been
summer.
there forever,
Oh, you
but
should
yeah.
go back, man. It's great. They got the high dives and everything. So no, I like it because it's right up against downtown. You know, Fort Worth, whatever. You see all the buildings and stuff. It's
Oh yeah, no, it's a great little
and
place.
It's
usually
old, and you know.
yeah, it's cold. It's not usually too crowded. I mean, it's crowded, but not like to where it's like, you know, like a water park where you feel like you're just like, you know, trapped in the lazy river with
Right.
You know.
But yeah, but you're real close to downtown and everything, so you still get to do all the. It was funny. Yeah, I always liked the name Castleberry. I think it's a cool name. Castle.
It is a cool name.
You know,
Castle
I don't know if
Beer.
it was somebody's last name. Do you know what the history of was it somebody's name?
I believe it was.
Was it-
I want to say it was like a farm or something, but I could be totally wrong.
So even like this place that we're sitting on here,
Uh-huh.
how many acres is this total?
10.
10. And there's how many houses? Like this one,
One house.
one house.
One barn.
One
One
barn
barn
over there.
and 2
Three.
horse barns.
Okay,
I just want to smell it.
and the lady
Very grapefruity.
just rents them out.
Well, she lives in France.
And when,
There's no more to that. So she lives. So you never see her?
We see her some.
Yeah. How do y'all pay rent?
I
I
mean,
mean, like,
drive to her bank.
okay, you just deposit it.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just wondering how that works with somebody being out of the
France.
country.
She, I guess, was a real estate broker in Arlington/Pantego, and this is what's left of when she started.
So do you know the history of this place?
Not very well. That would be Lisa's.
Do you know the history of the place?
I do.
How long was like one of the original?
Say again.
Was it one of the original homes? Like, was it used to be like a big ranch over here or something? Or
No, she just basically refurbished it, sort of ish. But there's a back house. We live in the barn with 2 people upstairs. And then there's the one right next to the police station. But she started with her first husband and developed basically the real estate in Pantego. All we really have to do is say, I want to deposit this into Melissa's account and don't need an account number or anything.
they just know?
They
Yeah.
just know.
That's- But see, that's the cool about small little cities.
Yeah.
Is that kind of stuff.
And
No,
she's, I guess, just, started at Lisa's help choosing to make this an artist community, so.
I think it's cool. I think it's real cool. Yeah.
Yeah. 6.5 years ago, we drove down the street and I was like, this is my Narnia.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to stay. And I rarely ever leave the property.
So were you one of the first ones here, or you just kind of came and left everybody left? You started to get.
I was,
people in?
yeah, we were the first ones here.
Yeah.
With this community.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, I put an ad out on Craigslist, and I was like, okay, because what Maylee's wanted was just an artist community. So I just put it out there, and then I got all my friends.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
I guess I answered that ad, and she showed me the house instead of, because the room that was for rent was already rented, so she showed me the house, and I was like, okay, we can fill this up with people.
Yeah, for sure.
We're all good people.
Yeah. No, it seems like I was here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I think it was the first time that music has
Yeah,
been
we-
played here. Nathan
yes.
Payne. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was real cool.
Yeah. Great show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
So, more of that.
Yeah, for sure more of that. So like John David Bartlett was here, and he's a friend of. He's friends with a friend of mine named Cheryl, and she has a place, she calls it Pass Point, and it's on. It's over by Carswell, but it's this little point that's right on Lake Worth, and her parents own this house. And it's a stone house. It's like 100 years old, and there's like they own like all these little houses on that little road, and she wants to do the same kind of thing. She has gardening out there. She wants to do like yoga, and she wants to have all of her artist friends come out there and do hippie stuff, and and it does overlook. It's just like this, only it's a little further out, because there's stuff. And you drive through a neighborhood to get there.
Oh, and they hate us.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yes.
But y'all aren't very loud, right?
No.
It's just because you're weird.
Yeah.
What'd you call me?
Weird. Man, I like the weirdos. It's like, the weirdo that they are. I'm like, I like that guy. I like that guy, And so, because I'd be looking over the fence going, hey, I want to be their friends. I want to be their friends. Get down, Jeff. Don't go over there. Those weirdo hippies, you don't need to be over there. So, I think it's a neat little area. Let's see how far we got going. I can't see my timer. Yeah, we're about half an hour. Okay, so the next song that we'll hear is called Pouring Rain.
Correct.
Now, this one's a little different. So, does it start off with a slide? Is it a slide? Or is it like a slide song?
It was not a slide.
It was not a slide?
No.
That you had like your distortions turned up
real affected.
Yeah,
just real affected.
Yeah, it's different than the first one, because the first one's kind of jammy.
Yes.
You know, kind of chill, but just groovy or whatever. And this one here is more amped up and.
Yeah.
Is there anything about pouring rain is good for this time?
It has been pouring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was written in 2015.
Yeah, this is out of Coyote Cyanide. Invention.
Yep. It was recorded in 2015.
Right at the end when Josh was going to move, and something had to happen.
Yeah.
So we got together at Neal's house and recorded a little bit.
And so Josh is on this one too, right?
Yes.
All right. We'll listen.
A couple years apart. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right. We'll check it out. Here's Pouring Rain.
Side ever made me feel this way. Going out tonight, I'm the luckiest guy. I'll be the envy of every man with thighs. Next to getting on the lake, gonna get out of town, but I'm still dreaming of your evening gown. Get a cup of joe, then I'll head to the depot. My destination's waiting on me. But if you were a passenger and I was trained, babe, I'd take you through the pouring rain. Passenger and I was trained, baby, take you through the pouring rain. Woo! Tears stained letters and last cigarettes, there ain't that much that I left. Turn my thing to you, I remember less, so I'm up and gone to lay my memory to rest. But if you were a passenger and I was trained, babe, I'll take you through the pouring rain. Yeah, if you were a passenger and I was trained, babe, I'll take you through the pouring rain.
We are back. That was Pouring Rain by Goodness Gracias. So who came up with the name? Remember how y'all came up with that?
Neal's the writer.
It poured out of the ether into
a notebook.
Yeah.
Now some things are so obvious, and it's amazing that somebody uses them before. You know what I mean? Like that's a good pun. You know,
it works.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other night, like, I was trying to go to sleep. I was having a hard time sleeping, so I started thinking about the word physician and how it's PH, which is the F, and then the YS, and it's kind of like fizz. And then I started thinking, I was like, oh, wait a second, fizz. Okay, physician. I was like, okay, And I was like, okay, I went to see Dr. Pepper today. He gave me a physician. And I was like, why is that not? I'm sure that cannot be an original joke. I mean, you saw how I got there. It seems pretty simple. Anybody could come up with that.
No, that's definitely an MC alias.
But I don't think I've
MC alias. There's someone out there named MC Physician. You got to know.
Yeah, right. It has to be, right? I was like, that can't be. It's just. No, I like wordplay and stuff like that.
Well, I'm a dad, so I like dad jokes.
Yeah.
Isn't
it? See, I like dad jokes before I was a dad.
Yeah, I did too. I'm guilty.
Yeah. These dad jokes are the same jokes that I was telling Will before I was ever had a kid, but now that I'm a dad, it's like, oh, dad jokes. I gotta get this,
You've always been a dad. You've just been preparing for it.
I think dad jokes and stoner jokes are pretty much the same. I've been a stoner longer than I've been a dad. Yeah.
Ooh, new friend.
Huh? Yeah. We'll all be friends. All right, so you're gonna play the Tin Panther starting on Thursdays. When does that start?
Yeah, June 13th.
June 13th.
Yeah.
So you're still about a month away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
Have you ever played there before?
There.
No.
Never played there? That's a cool little
You
bar.
guys played there before.
Yeah, I played with
Chilamundo.
Yeah, I played with
Chilamundo.
I played my birthday party last year.
That's correct.
That's
yeah.
right.
Do you know the Lord? Mm-hmm. He's coming.
Wherever I am, he is. So
right.
It works.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I was talking to... it's funny because I was talking, like I said, last week I was talking to War Party, and they were talking about the Tin Panther because they were in the Andy Pickett band. Ricky and Peter were.
Yeah.
They were the guests. And how... Because it's a small stage. I mean, it's tiny. And they had like 15 people in their band.
Yeah,
so
it was overflowing.
Yeah, I mean, they had just the drums
stage.
and the bass and the guitar, I think, on the stage, and they had the horn players on the ground, and they had the keyboardist Andy Pickett playing over here. This was all off the...
Well, I mean, that building has rich history with the...
It used to be J&J's, right?
Yeah.
The blues bar.
Right.
So did it look like that? Because I remember whenever I went into that place, they had bras hanging everywhere, and that's all I can remember.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember how the stage was set up and everything, because without all the underwear hanging on the...
I think it was over where the pool table is now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that where the stage was?
That's what I'm told.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
J&J's.
Yeah, J&J's
Blues bar? Fascinating. No relation to J&J's Pizza in Denton.
No.
Huh.
But I think it was connected to J&J's Hideaway. So did you go there?
The other J&J's.
J&J's.
That was a great bar. Did you like it?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know, because it's like maybe you're like J&J,
Did they
whatever.
serve alcohol?
Yeah, I know, but
Okay, well,
It's a bar. It's a bar. I enjoyed it.
no, that was so cool because that was whenever they had the rec room open and you could go. I mean,
The
caddy
rec
corner
room, yeah.
across the street, and there was J&J's, and it was this really nice small bar, and that's where I would take dates. That's where like my wife now. We went there all the time. We would go over there. We'd have a few drinks. We would walk over to the rec room and see a show, and it was just awesome. And they fucking tore all that shit down and put all this bullshit up there that just pisses me off. I hate it so much. Yeah, it's something. I don't know. Yeah. One night we went there on acid. It was me and my wife, and she wasn't my wife. It was just we were. I don't even think we were dating, but we went. It was me and her and our friend Eva. And we went there. And
what did you see?
We all ordered. We didn't see anything. We sat at this little table in the back, and we just talked, and we had screwdrivers.
Yeah.
And none of us even touched them. They're just sitting there full glasses, and we're like. Then about an hour later, we're like, I think everybody's looking at us because we're not ordering drinks, we're not doing it. We're just sitting there talking, and then all of a sudden you feel like everybody is like just looking at you, and
sure,
and it was this whole weird thing. But we had a blast. I think we went from there. We went to the cellar. I think is where we went after that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's where we played our very first Coyote Cyanide show.
Yeah. There you go. The cellar was another cool place.
Yeah.
It makes me sad that all these places are gone.
Right.
But we have cool places that are coming up. Like the Tin Panther is cool. It's not a blues bar anymore, but I've seen some really good shows there.
Mass is great.
Mass is awesome.
That's a super fun new venue. New, in quotes.
Somehow that became like the best venue in town.
Oh yeah,
like overnight, and it's only because I think it's all run by musicians.
Yes.
Yeah,
the sound is great, and they put the band on the TV when the band is playing. There's nothing else on the TV.
I think that's kind of cool.
Band. It's amazing.
No, it's great. If you're ordering a drink, you can still actually see the
Absolutely.
band playing. You're not having to do the okay, well, I'm trying to get your attention, bartender, but I really want to watch this band too. And oh, I missed you. Dang it.
Yeah, but I have caught myself watching the TV Center just like, what the fuck am I doing? The band's in front of me while I'm turning my head sideways to see the TV.
You know, life is better in high def sometimes.
Sometimes, you know. But it is kind of neat to see your friends up on a TV above the bar playing and stuff. It's like,
I think they record those shows too.
Do they?
I'm not sure, but I think they might.
I wouldn't mind seeing the 420 show that you guys were at.
That was a fun show.
That was a fun show with me Motor Scooters album release.
Yeah.
So whenever you're not doing like the band stuff, do you have any hobbies that you do outside of music? Or y'all just music all the time?
No, that's it. I mean, I work. But besides that,
I'm pretty much doing music, it seems. So
that's the truth.
Do you have a real job? I mean, you went to college and stuff.
I work in digital marketing, so that's what I do
for
the daytime. Yeah.
So what does that entail? Is it kind of like advertising?
Yes. So my specialty is people, when you search on Google, sometimes you see ads at the top of the page. I do that for specific businesses, helping them do their different things. So. Okay.
And what do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm a locksmith.
Oh, that's cool. I'm actually more interested in locksmiths than I am the digital.
You should be, because Ryan is a wizard.
Yeah. If I may quote, what is it? Who are you and how did you get in here?
I'm a locksmith. And I'm a locksmith.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite jokes.
I locked my keys in my car after Dr. Jekyll's one night, and Ryan reached through my car door like it wasn't there.
So you like the Slim Jim and all that?
Yes.
It's something similar, but a different kind of tool. But luckily I have the right tool in my car that I usually wouldn't have tools in, and just happen to have that in there, and save Drew from having to either wait for me to drive all the way home, which is about 25 minutes away, and then 25 minutes back,
or pay $11.30 locksmith prices. Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
And everybody hates the locksmith because they're like, "Oh, you're great. Oh, now I gotta pay you." Fuck.
Yep.
Usually they're mad because of the.
It takes you
take any time to do it.
I know, because you're out there.
I had to drive from the other side of town.
You're out there 2-3 hours in the sun. You're sweating, and you're fine. Fuck it, I'll call him. And he called me. There you go. You're like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. It was that easy.
Yeah.
It's all about the knowledge.
Yeah. Well, I was also going to say...
In the Kroger Rewards.
In the Kroger Rewards.
But, I mean, like, did you learn about, like, all the interlockings of the lock? I mean...
it's family businesses. My dad does it as well. I do it with him, and so, it's...
Did he show you as a kid?
Yeah, kind of. A lot of it as a kid, although forever I always kept saying, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. And eventually it's like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And I like it, though.
It didn't seem like a bad job.
Oh, I like it, It's always something kind of, I mean, it is the same stuff in a sense over and over, but it's sort of always something different. It's you got to figure out, how to, making a key, I got to figure out what it is that I'm doing to make that one, So every car is different, as it were, as far as make and model and stuff like that. So.
And does anybody ever call you to get into like a house, like the Dr. Keys in the house?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
And what about like, so I bought this house and I found this safe in the basement, but I can't get into it. Can you get into it? I
don't do as much of the safe stuff. But my dad, he does a bunch of the safe. But we usually you got to drill it out, or sometimes you can manipulate them, but.
Like an O. Henry story.
Yeah. When are you going to inherit safe duty from your father? Like, when do you graduate to law school?
Whenever I actually mess with him a little bit more here. Wow. That's kind of the... he's been doing this since he was probably like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And he's 56, I think. Okay. So, he's 40 years of experience. So
no, I think locks are cool. They're so the way it all works, the inner workings, the way
pins
drop.
Oh yeah. No, I mean for such a simple design in a way, it works so efficiently. Yeah.
When you get safe cracking status, that will be
all right.
Yeah. Well, no, you possess like elder knowledge. That's great.
No, because I've watched it. Like shows and stuff where they'll find something in their house, a lockbox or whatever, that's not theirs. It's the old owners, whatever it is, but it's theirs now.
Yeah.
But they want to see what's inside. It's usually nothing.
Yeah. It's a little more interesting than Storage Wars.
Yeah.
Safe cracking.
But that's cool. And so, are you just music all the time, or do you have a job too, Neal?
I teach, and I do some odd jobs, and just been mostly
Just
pushing.
kind of hustle.
Yeah, I mean pushing some gigs. Like we played some Texas Live, played over in Arlington, and then it doesn't. And then the odd jobs. I mean, the odder they are, the more you can push your monthly thing out. But
So it's not just kind of
lessons is my main income. Is like
Okay.
I've got a handful of students that are extremely dedicated and
they come every week or whatever, like half hour at a time or an hour at a time.
Yeah. So I have classical guitar, mandolin, guitar, and I also have a 86-year-old banjo student who I've been teaching for 5 or 6 years.
Really?
And it's kind of turned over into music therapy a little bit.
Sure.
But and then I volunteer over at the Waterford, where my great aunt and uncle who donated their piano gifted it to me. So I go over there and kind of play for them, and but my main source of income is teaching lessons, because
cool.
I've been in music education in the learning and the teaching side of things since.
So you never thought about like getting like your teacher's degree or whatever and actually become like a band teacher or whatever at school?
It took me 9 years to get my undergrad, and I got a minor in music theory and a major in English, but the minor in music theory took me like 80% of the time, so you go chasing professors for classical guitar, and then you got public school systems not really caring about classical guitar,
right?
Also, and so that combination is kind of just shoots whatever you're trying to do in the foot, Man,
I saw something today. It was like before a kid learns how to read, he draws. Before they learn how to talk, they sing. Before they learn how to run, they dance. And it's like that's how important the arts are.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a fucking good point.
The best thing my parents ever did for me was get me in piano lessons at like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Because early enough. That's when it takes.
So that just help you to learn your notes and stuff, or do you actually know how to play the piano?
I could do better at keeping up a habit of practicing,
Sure.
just like playing the guitar.
Stuff,
I could be like functional in maybe a week or two, but piano's great because it's all like in a straight line.
Right, it just makes it's all right there. It's just
guitar's a little
It's
more
like your QWERTY keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. Guitar's kind of a grid, so that's a different sort of thing. But piano, it lays it out in a straight line, and that just makes it easier for everything else. Because in middle and high school, I played the tuba because I liked making low notes.
Sure.
So that works for the bass these days too. So
and you can play the tuba.
Again, give me about a week, and
Okay.
I could play you some mean tuba.
No, I mean,
for sure.
I played saxophone in high school. And I don't know that
I
I
used
could
to play saxophone in high
Alto,
school as well.
tenor.
alto, but I don't
Oh,
think
great.
I don't
Alto
think,
as well.
I know I know the middle C, but I don't know that I could play anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think I could play a single thing. And I sure couldn't read music anymore. I mean,
Sure.
because I used to be able to sit there and read it and play it. But
Yeah, totally.
It would take me, I think, longer than a week to relearn that stuff.
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
But I liked it.
Saxophone is a beautiful instrument.
I was just thinking like of some nice tuba
Oh, yeah.
in Goodness Gracias,
Oh, yeah. Just like in the band, I think there's a couple of band tracks where the bass player plays a tuba instead. Absolutely.
That'd be cool.
That would be a
We'll
fun
go
sound.
there once we find a tuba. We'll go there.
On the hunt for a tuba. Anyone listening knows where a tuba can be had. Let's make that happen.
I think I have a trumpet if you can play trumpet.
Great. Sure. Yeah.
So how hard is it to go from a tuba to a trumpet? Is it the same fingering and everything?
Oh no, it's the
completely
same.
different, right?
It's the same fingering, but your embouchure, your mouth is
gotta be
totally different.
tighter or something?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So.
I don't know that I couldn't play a clarinet or a flute or any other woodwind instrument just because I can play sax. I can't play saxophone.
Oh,
but it was
yeah,
'cause
no,
I could.
saxophone would be the only thing I could probably pick up as well.
Because they were all different. I mean, I guess you could. It'd probably be easier to learn if you had one or the other as a bass or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the flute is completely different than the clarinet. Is completely different than the saxophone.
Definitely not the flute. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I'd go to tenor.
Let's get an oboe.
Those are cool.
Yeah. Double reeds. That's the next level. Yeah.
Get a bassoon here going on here.
Okay.
No,
Contrabass.
if I was to do it all over again, I'd go lower. I'd either go tenor or I really like those Barry saxophones.
Oh, the Barry's fun. Yeah, I remember getting to
low,
play the Barry a few times in like high school, and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
They're cool.
Same. That's what the tuba is about. You like feel it in your chest.
That vibration.
It's resonant. Yeah.
Were you a marching band?
Yes.
Were you a marching band?
Yep.
Yeah. You was a marching band?
I was in orchestra, choir, and jazz band.
Okay.
So
yeah, you were the cool.
nothing could march that I played.
I
Except the choir could march,
Yeah.
I guess, but they don't.
That'd be interesting. Marching choir. All right.
No, I wanted to be in jazz band, but I played the saxophone, and every person who played saxophone in jazz band was badass.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
I played jazz band for 3 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing the drums?
No, saxophone.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah.
You must have been a badass, because I was not a badass.
No, our school to an extent didn't have a whole lot of interest in jazz, even though the teacher was phenomenal. Like,
yeah, I forgot it was Castleberry.
Yeah.
But yeah, small school, so even though we had a fairly large, like marching band and concert band type stuff, but yeah, jazz band was, like, I remember the first year I did it, we pretty much had just enough people to fill out the jazz band. So, I mean, but it worked about. I loved it, man. That's where I really learned and felt like I figured out music a little bit more. Like, oh, okay, well, this, even though it doesn't make sense to an extent, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
so if I may, the year that I started in jazz band, I believe Rafe Payne had just, from the Hanna-Barbarians, had just graduated, you know, and so I was like, oh shit, how do I do anything? I mean, and so Josh Garcia was on drums at the jazz band, and then Ryan Mason played bass, the Wiz, Ryan Mason, and I was on guitar, and I don't know, jazz band was fun, mostly because we were the rhythm section, and we got to just watch the horns like
do their thing,
rehearse over and over and again,
and
then it was like, okay, you rhythm section, y'all can play now, you know.
That was my mistake. Whenever the first year I took jazz band, I was going to try to play bass guitar, and so the guy that was also playing bass, he goes, when they were trying to explain like all the scales and how that works, he goes, oh, it doesn't really matter for us, it's not that big a deal. I didn't listen to anything. Well, then a couple weeks in, it was like, oh, I'm not going to do bass anymore. Here, you're going to play saxophone. And so it was like the first year was the most terrifying experience ever, because it was I really don't know how to play any of these scales. I never actually raised my hand to say, hey, I got no idea what's going on here. And so I was just trying to wing it for that first year of it was just pretty terrifying. But then the second year there was enough to have 2 jazz bands. So I was in the second jazz band, lead chair. And then the next year, second chair in the top jazz band. Which fine with me. I don't really like being lead. I like being second. It's a little easier. So you're like, okay, good.
Me too.
You do all the main stuff, and I'll just kind of hang back and then I'll come in when I need to.
Yeah, that's good.
How different is jazz guitar from classical guitar?
Extremely different.
Are they?
Absolutely.
Because I know it's all movable chords and stuff, and a lot of the same. Is it not the same chord? I mean, I guess it's.
I mean, okay. Classical guitar, everything's notated throughout.
Okay.
Right. Jazz guitar
is more.
Your melody is potentially notated. The whole thing may be notated all the way throughout, right? But you also may just be handed a sheet with the lyric melody with your changes, right? So you have to be the engineer in jazz to change those changes into it's called realizing the chart, right? And so with classical guitar, you sit in a room for 3 months and learn exactly every single note as it goes,
exactly where
from
it's
note to note,
right,
as Bach or Tadega or Sor or Totoba or Manuel Maria Ponce wrote it, and then with jazz, it's like, okay, well, these I think are the changes, and here's the melody, and we're going, we're playing now, and you better be on it, or else you're fired.
Yeah. Interesting. That's kind of I always felt that the jazz was kind of real free as far as free form or whatever. It's kind of it's
very free, but it's still very structured at the same time to an extent of it has to do this here, and if you don't do this here,
if you miss that 13 with a fucking major minor 7, you're gonna be done.
Because you're gonna notice that bad note.
Potentially,
I
don't know. Maybe notices
According
anything?
to whose standard? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
who
let's-
notices anything?
Well, see,
The director.
that's what I was wondering, because I mean, they say if you play a bad note long enough, it becomes the right note. It just becomes that's what it sounds. That's the sound that goes in the song or whatever. So
That's my favorite philosophy.
Oh yeah, I've learned that from Goodness Gracias. That's for sure.
Definitely.
because there is something to it. There's two different ways, and I guess you can mix them or whatever. But there is the very structured. This is how it is. This is exactly how you play it. This is when you play it. This is how long the note lasts or whatever. Everything is exactly. Or there's the kind of Zen thing where you just kind of feel it. It's like, okay, we're playing in the key of A, so you just play in the key of A. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Just do it in the key of A, so we all match.
You learn the rules and then you learn to break them.
That's the best idea, right? Because it's hard to break the rules if you don't even know why they're the rules to begin with. That's what I try to teach my kids. I'm like, I don't care if you break. I mean, I really don't mind me if you break the rules, but know why you're breaking them. Know why they're rules and why you're breaking them. Don't just break rules to be an asshole. Actually have a reason for it. I'm doing something here. I gotta, and this rule is keeping me from whatever it is.
Hey, if you broke the rule, at least you knew the rule existed, right?
Instead of just being a dumbass.
That's a good standard for children.
So, but I think that's a good, But I do like the. I have a book. I think it's called Zen Guitar or something like that. And it's just kind of that idea. I mean, it doesn't teach you how to play the guitar. It just teaches you how to approach the guitar in a Zen-like way or whatever.
Yeah, I'd like to read that.
Because you can kind of feel it. I mean, I'm sure that all of you know whenever you're off, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel right. This note doesn't feel like it's the right note.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Playing something, it's just like, okay, it's even though it might sort of sound right, it just isn't right. There's something off that you're like, okay, I don't know. Yeah.
And when you're on, you know it.
But then, there's those times where, it's just like everything just meshing perfectly to where even though there's no, like, there wasn't a, like, rehearsed, like, okay, we're going to do exactly this way. It's just that, like, everybody can just, like, find that groove, that rhythm.
See, I think Buddha would say that your desire to play the right note is what's causing you suffering. So I've just totally let that go. I no longer desire to play the right notes.
I'm with you there, Drew. I'm with you there.
I think that's awesome.
Sorry. I've been trying to keep my mouth shut, but that was hilarious.
Well, it's weird because
Nicely done.
I do think that I really believe that music is a form of magic, and it can be very spiritual. That's why churches use it. I think it's weird. I think it's the Church of Christ that is the one that doesn't believe in music or whatever. They don't play any music.
It's
at
real.
all. Huh?
Somebody should tell them.
I know it's really there.
It is a thing.
I know, but I mean they don't sing songs. They don't play.
No dancing either.
It's just weird, But like. So I was Pentecostal, and it's very much, victory in Jesus, and we're all
that's good.
You're all up and you're feeling it, and it's just like this emotion is going, and people start speaking in tongues. And
totally.
And all that stuff. But it's just, but it doesn't happen without that music going. That's the key. You got to get them pumped, or it's the sad songs.
I remember the organ fundraisers for the Episcopal Church. Where it's like, we're gonna buy a new organ. It was like, you're gonna, okay, yeah, I get it. I guess maybe, and then you hear the thing and it's like,
ah! The power of God inside me right now.
It's a spectacle. I mean, the scene that we met, Neal, I shouldn't speak for your general experience, but was like the folksy Christian music scene.
Sure.
Yeah. And that's also, getting that few people in a room and sing the same song together and coming together like that,
Yeah.
But they're always really emotional. I mean, if you believe the words, and you're singing about, your Lord dying on the cross for you or whatever, and you're really into it, you're just starting to well up and cry and feel this love or whatever it is.
Well, I mean, it's a brainwashing schematic, I mean, in some regards. And, it's a lot, usually genuine for everybody involved. However, it ends up having terrible effects, eventually on, I mean, maybe good effects too, but who knows?
It worked for us. We made it happen.
Yeah, it worked on some level, but where are the rest of the people that we hung out with? Is my question. Where are the rest of the,
They're doing their own beautiful things,
Well, everybody does beautiful things. That's the truth.
It's weird, though, because I still have friends from back then that are still very much churchy. Just like they were at 14. They still believe it as hardcore as they did then, maybe more. And I'm just, and it's like, it's very weird to me because I don't argue with them or tell them, go knock stuff out. it's just, I don't know. It's just, I felt like in the Bible, it says, when you're a child, you like childish things. When you're a man, you put away childish things. It's me putting that behind me is putting away childish things. It worked when I was a kid to have this God watching over me all the time to keep me straight or whatever, and to do this, that. It was fine. It was, I was a child. Maybe I needed it, but as an adult, that seems so childish. It's like, it's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's nice to have a community,
Wait, what about Santa Claus?
I don't need Santa Claus no more.
You hating on Santa Claus?
No, I just don't need Santa Claus no more. I am Santa Claus.
He's all right?
I deliver the presents. That's what I do for a job. I'm a driver.
All right.
You're
Santa Claus every day.
So, I'm
364 days. Yeah. 364 days.
You are Santa Claus.
How many reindeers you got under the hood of that delivery vehicle?
Yes, 8. Is that right? 8, maybe?
Yeah.
8 reindeers under there. But
Santa upgraded. He's got jet-powered sleigh now.
Yeah. But that's cool. But when I was a kid, I was really into it. I was in a Christian band. We named our band Euroclodon, which was it was the name of the 4 winds and Acts. Like these 4 winds, like
in the Book of Acts.
Yeah. Okay. The 4 winds. I mean, like this wind came from all 4 sides, north, south, east, and west, and it crashed the ship into the shore. And that wind was called Euroclodon. Right. So like that's our band,
Euroclodon.
Yeah,
that's metal.
It was like
that sounds
metal, but it wasn't
badass.
It wasn't a metal band.
When's the reunion?
I know, right? It was funny, but we had.
I'll be there.
But it was great. I loved it because we wrote Christian songs. We had a song called "Holy Rough, the Gospel's Tough." About like.
Do you remember the lyrics?
I remember part of it. It was like, "Holy Rough, Gospel's tough. It's hard to live a Christian life. Holy Rough, Gospel's tough." It's something about you better make that girl your wife or something. It was real just cheesy. It was all about the virginity. It was
virginity rock. Yeah. It's a very specific genre. That's a good one.
But we played it for our fucking high school talent show, and stuff. And it's just like, so cringy. I'm a completely different person at some point. So like I was in high school, then I joined the Navy, ended up in San Francisco, and started taking acid, and everything fucking changed.
Yeah.
But then I was like, "Whoa, wait a second!" I never went home the same. My parents are to this day. It's like, I wish you never would have joined the Navy,
right?
Because you left and you came home as a completely different person. I'm like, because I actually saw God. So you don't understand. All this stuff that you talk about in church is great, and I can feel it and all that stuff. But I actually took acid and fucking saw God.
Right.
You see angels. You're there. You're one with the universe, with God.
Right.
Whatever it is, you feel this love and this peace and this.
Right.
It's I don't know, man. It's just like I can never believe in this fear-based. The devil's going to get you. You're going to go to hell. If you don't do the right thing. If you don't.
Well, I think everybody
person,
should join the Navy.
Well, I think everybody should do acid. Nobody should join the fucking Navy. They should all. I was out like 18 months later. I got kicked out, but because I hated it. It was the worst mistake.
But back to Euroclodon. You were on stage, like announcing and trumpeting your virginity. Like, I think that is incredibly punk rock.
In high school,
a band, an anti,
Yeah, in high school. I was a senior in high school. I was straight edge.
Exactly.
Were you the vocalist?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I wrote that song. Me and another guy, we switched vocals. He sang the songs he wrote. I sang the songs I wrote.
Who came up with Euroclodon?
He did. That was his idea. That wasn't mine. But yeah, no, it was. I
think it was Paul, right?
His name was Jason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
forgive me.
Yeah. But no, he's so I think we're Facebook friends. I wonder what he's doing. But no, it was just a weird time. We were really sold into it, and we were like, hardcore. Mm-hmm. And when you're, I don't know how it is now, because you have bands like Teen Tina, they're all high school kids, and they're playing fucking Mass and Friday on the Train and all this stuff, But I think it's because it's Baden Lewis's kids in the band.
I don't know.
I think so. I think I think his daughter's in that band.
Cool.
The guy from the Toadies.
Yeah.
I think what it is. So I think that's probably why they get some of the bigger shows and playing bars and that.
Well, yeah. The Fort Worth School of Rock, I think, is where that started. And I used to work at Mansfield. Nick Tittle runs Mansfield School of Rock, and I used to work for him there. Those kids are doing things that are mind-blowing.
No, I wish we had
constantly.
That because
if you go into School of Rock and you think you want to learn how to play guitar, the teachers will teach you, but also the kids there might be younger than you, but they can play.
Some of them can shred. Yeah. For real. No, I think it's cool because, like I said, whenever I was a kid, it was marching band or if you wanted to play in a real band, a rock band, or whatever, you had to be in a Christian band. Because where are you going to play?
Yeah.
You can only play at churches and youth groups or like things like that. So you had to. At least that's what we thought.
Well, I mean,
we thought,
yeah.
And so we had gigs. We played around and did some stuff or whatever, and it was fun for a little while, But it's just
real cool that I mean, it's really, really exceptional that young people can play out at the same venues as
I think so.
Everybody. I mean, it's like that's really exceptional because who's gonna reach anybody? Well,
I mean, eventually, all you guys here are gonna be as old as I am, and then we're gonna have some other 27-year-olds or however old you are, come up and do their thing or whatever. And so it's cool that there's still bands popping
27.
up.
That's flattering.
I don't know how old you guys are.
That's great. Thank you.
It seems like everybody's like 20 years younger than me, so they're all between 25 and 30.
Yeah.
But seeing all these new groups pop up, like there's a band in town called the Big Red Ants, and one of them was still in high school, or I think a couple of more, but they've been going around for a few years now. But they're probably from like 22 to like 17. All the guys in the band, they've been playing for 3-4 years around town now, and it's incredible to go see them play. They covered at One Rock Assembly. They did Led Zeppelin, and they fucking nailed it.
Sure.
I mean, I was like, holy shit, these are kids, But then I always forget. There were always kids. All these fucking rock stars. Whenever the rock stars, they're all kids. They're all, I mean, Jimi Hendrix is in his early 20s. Fucking Morrison's in his 20s. I mean,
at any school, there's a kid who can shred. In band or in orchestra, we've all met that person.
Yep.
So, just talented people everywhere.
It just, I mean, it really, truly just takes people willing to listen.
And spend time.
Yeah.
It's a habit.
Yeah,
I mean, because even if, no matter the age, there is someone who has more facility than anybody else.
Sure.
No matter the age.
And just,
again,
it's dedication.
There's
It's
always
time.
somebody out there that, it's just better in a sense, too, to an extent. I mean, you always find somebody that there's that one thing you go, whoa, how are you doing that?
Right.
Like, I've never seen that done, or how, some beat or some guitar, rhythm they're playing. You're just like, what the, holy cow! Like, I never thought of that. Wow. Yeah, just amazed by innovation, just to see the stuff people can come up with. That you're using that as an instrument now. That I never thought it would sound like.
Right.
No, it's amazing because I mean, like, with the guitar, you've only got 6 strings. Well, you have 12 notes, isn't it? Mm-hmm. With all your sharps and flats and whole notes, there's like 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3.5 octaves.
Well, I know, but I mean, as far as like A sharp, B, whatever, there's like 12.
Yeah, well,
right?
every instrument has 12 notes.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. But those 12 notes are different. But I mean, it's like the different things that we can do, all the combinations that we can make. I know you have all these different scales. And you have
there's also semitones. There's actually 48.
Yeah.
There's 48 notes.
Sure, and then you can actually break it down even further than that, because I know like some of the Indian music actually goes into even tones that are inside of tones that are inside
Quarter
of tones. And
They're inventing new notes as we speak.
Scientists in labs are doing
Exactly.
Tones that have never been heard before.
But it's just cool how you can, everybody here can pick up the same instrument and play what they feel, and it's going to be completely different than everybody else in the room. You know what I mean? It's like if you're
Yes,
being
sir.
you know, I mean,
Oh,
you can
yeah,
try
that's the beauty of it. Everybody
That's
has their
thing.
way of their
Just gotta
spin
channel
on it,
through.
as it were, their take on just how to play, and that's what makes music great.
It makes me happy that there's an 86-year-old taking banjo lessons. I think it's fucking incredible.
Brooks Taylor, I have some of his stuff recorded, and he sings like you would expect to hear someone sing who grew up listening to Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger, and I mean, so part of that exercise of working with him is like remembering that folk music was and is here, and that folk music is important, and that it's not going away. And no matter how you dress it up, whether you're playing an electric guitar or you're playing a sitar or you're playing whatever, I mean, you could be playing Bush in your backyard, you're probably still playing folk music, and Alan and John Lomax set it up for everybody to know that it's there, right? But the people who sing it are still common people. Yeah. I mean, like Brooks Taylor is the grandfather of one of my very good friends, and he sings like you would expect someone who grew up singing folk music to sing. Like,
awesome.
Like Roscoe Holcomb.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, Untamed Sense of Control, Smithsonian Folkways recordings, potentially, most likely recorded by Alan Lomax. You know, like, it's not going away, and it's the sound that everything grew out of. You know, it's like Lead Belly, Cisco. I mean, anything you want to really drape something on, like
a couple weeks ago, I don't know what to call Nathan Payne's music, but I guess it's folk music. It's it's as folk as anything else out there, you know.
He's living the life of a folk music. He's living in his car. He's transient. He's going to places where he can play. I mean, that's folk music.
Yeah, it's folk as it gets.
That's people's music.
Yeah.
And when you look at somebody like Nathan Payne, who has 20 records and is still, in some respect, transient, you know, he's out there engaging in folk music, you know, and
now he's taking it to Mexico and, you know, other countries, American folk, you know, and they're loving it, eating it up.
Yep,
it's cool. All right, you guys, let's do your last song here. So, what's the last song?
Well, we're right before that. This is, I think, I may be the only one drinking it, but it's the English Special Bitter from New Maine.
Oh yeah, I still got the other one.
Yeah. Well, we'll drink the rest of them. I got Nathan over at New Maine. He donated the beer. I bought the growlers, but he donated the beer, and it's a good venue to go jump in. For anybody.
Now, New Maine Brewery, that's not the one that has growl in it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's Division.
Division Brewery, okay.
Correct.
All right. Yeah, I don't know all the Arlington stuff.
Well,
but the exciting thing is
it's a strange place.
Yeah, but Arlington is coming on. You know?
It might be. I can't tell.
I think it is.
I really think there's a dozen breweries. Maybe that means you've arrived.
I mean, there's people working to make it a scene. There's more bands that are out of here now than there used to be that are doing stuff, you know. I don't know if y'all know Victor from Svenny Baby.
Yeah, Svenny Baby. They are so good, man.
Yeah, I know, and he's just all Arlington all the time. He's just trying to promote the city. He's trying to get festivals going.
Yeah.
He's trying to join festivals. He's trying to do any like.
They just got their Tiny Desk concert.
Yeah, on the NPR kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and they're Arlington. And they want to, you know, I mean, they don't want to be a Fort Worth band. They want to be an Arlington band and bring people to know that there's something going on here.
Well,
that's
cool. We're a Louisville, Irving, Pantego, Arlington, River Oaks band, and we want to be in whatever scene will have us.
Right. Exactly. Just play wherever and whenever. All right, but yeah. So the last song we're going to hear, whenever you played it for me, I was like, okay. Totally didn't see this coming. Everything thus far has been kind of jammy, electric guitars, rock and roll, whatever, you know. And this comes out as kind of electronic. It feels. The first thing I thought it was like Kid A. You remember from Radiohead? That's kind of what it.
So I think that the notion about the thing we're doing is that it's largely anything goes.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
It's kind of anything goes, and so I think.
And so this one's called Innovation, which is interesting. Like I said, this was innovative compared to the other two. It's completely different. And what did you say it was off of? It's just dark out here, so I can't read anymore. Prosecutors Will Be... What is this? Wasted?
Violated.
Yeah,
Prosecutors Will Be Violated.
That's right. So is that going to be the name of the album or EP that it's off of, or is that like
one of them? Yeah, one of them.
Okay. So there'll be an EP or an album called Prosecutors Will Be Violated, and this song is off of it.
Correct.
Yeah, so who's doing, is it like a synthesizer, drum machine? What are y'all using to make the...
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Are you doing that? Do you guys...
We are, yeah.
Are y'all have little parts in that song?
It's born out of what we do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. No, it's kind of like Ween. You ever listen to Ween?
Who?
Ween.
Ween?
W-E-E-N. Ween.
I think I like them.
You know Ween?
Yeah, I think
yes.
Okay, Sometimes weird.
Neil's being subtle about it.
Okay.
Yes, very subtle.
Well, because they're like all over the place. They
Right.
He's
hardcore songs.
He's prophesied to us about Ween recently, so yes.
Okay, so it's not like he's never heard of Ween.
Well,
He's testified.
How have you never heard of Ween?
Yes. I don't know. Is it your Poop Ship Destroyer?
Yeah,
or is it your Godween Satan?
Right.
Or your Pod? Or
It's all over the place.
is it what Diener was talking about? I don't know.
Okay. All right. So you know. Well, you're acting like you don't know what I'm talking about.
He knows.
But no, it's the same kind of deal where it's like they'll play. I mean, like country, like they had the whole album of
12 Country Golden Greats.
10 songs.
But they're, yes, right.
And it's genius. It's fucking fantastic. I mean, that's a great country and western. Record.
Japanese cowboy.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's
to the tune of Chariots of Fire.
I like Shit Up a Rope.
Yeah. You can
or Piss Up a Rope. That's what it is.
Piss up a rope and you can watch a pissy dribble. Make me kick.
But they'll also do your I'm Your Johnny on the spot, and they'll do the kind of like heavy industrial kind of stuff, or they'll do like pop stuff. They'll do songs for fucking SpongeBob. They did the shoe tying song, How to Tie Your Shoes.
Yeah.
The Loop De Loop song or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And Ocean Man and different with it. So that's just, I don't know. Whenever you like just all the different types of songs, like, well, it's kind of like Wayne because you can do whatever you want, and that's you don't ever worry about, okay, we should have a certain sound. We should, it'll be easier for us to get wherever we're trying to go if we have a sound that they can identify us with. It's
focusing, I think, on enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then finding the modes in which you can do that. And just continue to enjoy it, I think.
I think that's important, because I think if you can tell that the people that are doing what they're doing are enjoying themselves, you tend to like it.
And if you don't have a sense of humor about what you're doing, right? Then, then it's like, well that's hard. Boring, man. Yeah. Sorry. No. Like, hop on 92.5 KZPS in 1995 or something. Right. Like, if you don't think something's funny or weird or stupid that,
No, you have to take it.
You got to enjoy it.
Yeah, you got to. That's what it's about, man.
It's fun to go off the rails and then get right back on them, and then go right back off them, and get right back on. And just take it wherever it seems to be going, and just kind of
laugh at yourself a little bit.
Yeah, just randomly make whatever song it is you're doing, and kind of sometimes go, hey, it's gonna go this way, or all right, this time we're just gonna totally discombobulate this one into the most weirdest version we've ever tried playing, all without communicating any of it to each other.
I think it's great.
I mean, because at the end of the day, there are people who are doctors and nurses and attorneys, and there are people who are car mechanics, pest control, and they're all doing something, right? Mm-hmm. That's potentially more important in some regards than what we're doing,
I guess it's all relative. I mean,
we all engage in a skill and a trade, right? And so the trade that we're making doesn't necessarily net us something, but at the end of the day, if we're not enjoying it, nobody is.
Right.
And that's what entertainment is.
Yeah.
Is like, we gotta make fun of ourselves and make fun of the process and make fun of everything.
It's all pretty goofy anyways.
You're right.
In general, so might as well have some fun while we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. So can anybody find your stuff? Do you have a SoundCloud, Bandcamp, anything?
We have a few songs on Bandcamp, and you can see us at Tin Panther on the 13th.
And then every Thursday for the next 4.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have cassettes then. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
We make cassettes,
So if somebody wants to get hold of one, can they just email you or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Contact you some way and say, hey, I want a cassette.
Yeah, hit us up.
All right.
Yeah.
I know they can find you on Instagram. You're not on Facebook, are you?
Correct.
Yeah, you're on Instagram. What's your name? It's something funny.
goodnessgracias.xyz.
Oh, you have a different name, though, too.
Right. That's, I don't know.
Okay. It's the Leprechaun one, but it's not Leprechaun. You know what I'm talking about. Do you have...
they trained me wrong on purpose as a joke.
I got you. Do y'all have any social media...
goodnessgracias.xyz.
Okay. Yeah, that's
good deal. right, then I'll send everybody there, and then we'll check out Innovations. And if there's nothing else you guys want to say,
No, thanks, Jeff.
Do we got everything?
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. I love
We've
fun
had
out here.
fun.
Yeah, this is a
We,
blast.
are we about to go fishing?
If you want to, man.
Yeah, I
Fish.
want to hang out with you while you fish.
All right, I gotta pee. I gotta pee.
Okay, I won't watch you pee, but
All right. Can I use what's his name's bathroom? James's bathroom.
yeah.
I'm gonna take a big old dump in there. All right. See you later.
Everybody's government, discover